dazzle.
It's when you put it down, I can tell it's practice. It's a little thick. There's a big learning curve here for me too, guys. Because literally a week ago, I was doing this technique in a completely different way.
Because they changed the formula.
Yeah.
These are all water-based colors now? Are these all water-based colors?
Yeah.
So if you add more water, it will bleed more and more.
Yes.
You don't have to use the acetone. It's just your preference.
They removed the carrier.
They removed the carrier, so you can't use acetone. So it's
You
it's got a little bit of different taste, but you're doing it anyways. Yeah.
No acetone with no carrier. Acetone with no carrier is better.
Yeah. It's water is not there.
Yeah.
But there's probably some sort of like a wetting agent. How long is it like dry? Is that got a pretty good consistency on it as far as the color itself? Like if you keep playing with that, like let's say you take a big drip of that and you run it all the way across.
Like if I wanted to, I can play with it with acetone right now, and got more and more it out, and really, start
kind of get your technique.
Start at effect, and you can go with smaller brushes and go through and really create.
And the acetone versus the water does what?
And push the acetone, it starts heating itself and pushing it away.
Let me.
Is this live?
As long as you're still breathing, it's fine. Used to make marble sinks when we do stuff like this. Except not so much. Everything had to be. It was more of a random thing.
That's cool. What are you using now, Joe? Acetone, yeah, just
Gee, we had enough time. You could put little hidden messages in that stuff. Obama must die. Oh, right. Get us in trouble. That's me. Prevails gets in trouble. Everybody else disavows knowing.
And you're trying to make a piece of marble, Joe? Is that it?
yeah, doing some veining techniques, and this subtles up a lot too. Like right now, it's pretty harsh, but it tones down quite a bit. enough working time with it, like if you don't like something, you can go back and wipe it off. Like it takes a little bit, especially with the water. If it was just straight acetone, you're done. When it's on there, you can go back and kind of tone it down with more acetone.
As soon as the solvent is gone, you're done. Right?
Yeah. But with the water, the nice thing about it being more of a water base is you have a lot more play. You have a lot more play. Yeah, yeah.
So when the water's gone, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
What is color lock? Probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Water based.
Have you tried those solvents like isopropyl alcohol or anything?
I haven't. A lot of that is a week ago. It was I was using the product completely a different way.
As soon as is this going to dry dull, and when you seal it, it pops again?
Yeah, you could either hit it with something that's going to enhance it, or like the H12 matte will just keep it
More of a
where it's at.
stone-looking finish.
Yeah,
The satin brings it glossier.
the satin will pop it a little bit more. Yeah.
They don't have anything that's gloss.
There are gloss things out there.
Oh, and epoxy would do the glossy too.
Yes.
That would make it really
That's
good.
Tend to not push gloss on people. Like it just shows every imperfection. It just
Right.
you know.
Could you put epoxy?
It makes it look artificial.
Epoxy is really so much
Yeah.
to put right.
There's
It's a three-dimensional finish, and who cares? I care about the green color. I don't care about any other color. At the end of the job, I want to make sure there's green.
Yeah.
with the water base the way it is now. Yeah, you do have a little bit where when it used to be a straight acetone base, you could run your hand across it and there's nothing. Now with the water base, you do have that little bit of that powdery. So I kind of go back and let it dry good and wipe it down a little bit.
Dry with wet soap.
No, I wipe it dry.
We do all decorative.
You want to get that dust off because if you go back and just do your H12 on it,
Thin layers are kind of similar.
if you're inexperienced with using those and you're not really good at rolling, you'll leave those roller lines that pick up that little bit of dust, and you'll see them. Yeah, you'll see them. I just wipe it down with a dry cloth.
It gets tired after a while. Well, the nice thing is you can have a piece like this in your shop. We do have custom stuff. I like it, but I like this now.
That's a big part of your market, using after casting colors and
Yeah, because a lot of my clientele, my shop used to be attached to a stone yard,
yeah,
marble and granite.
yeah.
And what I came across was my clientele just became, they would go in, they'd see a stone they liked, but they were like, well, I can't have a 14-foot island without a seam. So it became, can you replicate that? Can you replicate that? Like, so it was all like,
Mimicking.
so it was a lot of my stuff that I show is that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
Kick you under a shop.
yeah,
Take it all.
you're gonna, in the business, you're gonna create what you show. Like
Absolutely.
everything you show is kind of, I don't do, Eric does a lot of gray concrete work and he shows a lot of it. I don't show a lot of it, so I rarely do gray stuff. I'm always doing colors and
But the
stuff.
selling point was the seamless
Yeah, yep,
10-foot island, right?
yeah. And it's don't be afraid to mess it up. You can play with it as much as you want, but it's one of those things where it's like a painting. If we all sit down in an art
It's
class,
exactly like a painting.
if we all sit down in an art class and there's a bowl of fruit there and everybody's got paints in front of them, everybody's is going to look different. It's kind of the way it is.
much Trinic color did you initially put in there? It seemed like it created a lot of color. You obviously have.
Yeah, it's they have a formula. I don't tend to follow it. I kind of add water to where I think I like the consistency to be. They do have a recommended formula that I've never tried, so I don't like. It sounds
like
bad.
You put a tablespoon in there initially? Or
Yeah. I did probably. You'd think there would be some normal measurements on here. I probably did about 8 ounces of water to 1 ounce of the white, and then a little bit of the dark gray.
Right.
Well, I was like, a little thing like that will last you a really long time.
They do
Can you
last.
save those
They do
colors
last.
after they're mixed? Like, can you save your
Yeah, if you had a
pre-mixed colors
cap
with water?
Yeah, if
put
you
it
had a
on?
cap. Yeah.
Like, we have spray bottles, I know, and we always save them in our spray bottles so we don't clean them and then they're all ruined.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much every time.
Like I said, it sounds funny. You know what I'm gonna do?
So you've got colors.
Vinny's got some old VersaColour. I'll do some stuff on this one with just straight acetone. You can see the difference.
Is this typical coloring that you'll do on most customers?
No.
Not say a marbleization, but do you hand color almost all yours like this?
I do a lot of different staining and a lot of.
Like the picture you showed me, you did like multiple different colors?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I'll let this dry out, and I'll go back with like smoke, which is like a smoke color, and I'll add slate painting with that. You can just keep building your colors.
How long would you have to wait until you go?
Well, this is almost dry over here. And if you had a heat gun, you could just.
You can technically add some right now, right? Into the water and let it bleed into the other one and
Yeah.
make colors.
Oh,
and
yeah.
other
Different
colors.
effects.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yep.
painting.
Not sure where the red's coming
I
from.
noticed I was
That's
looking
kinda
at
cool.
it.
You go with a different
See,
color?
added technique, you didn't even.
Yeah, it's like acetone.
I'm just saying, I've never seen it separate water like that.
It bites down into it. Yeah, like with the water, with the acetone, it doesn't leave a residue, but with the water, it might be a slight dust spot. Well, it used to be, like these used to be, you could just pour them out. They were like liquid. Now they're like, yeah. So it's definitely different. You just gotta grab the color. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's not. So it's floating on Facebook. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you guys have more video on your Facebook page than you do on your website? No.
Well, most of the stuff we're doing, but not doing it live.
This one's so much better than the Buddy Rhodes one. Like, it doesn't,
Man, that looks
like the
really
Buddy
good.
Rhodes one, it doesn't, like there's parts of the concrete it doesn't adhere to at all. And then they want, like, and then you have to go buy some other thing to like wash it down with. This
Oh,
one-
really?
Yeah, this one works everywhere. Like this part, like it won't, like it'll be pure white. You could pour the whole thing on it, it'll always
And
stay
it doesn't
pure white.
it doesn't bond.
It doesn't bond. at
I've
all.
never tried that one.
And then you have to buy something else. It doesn't quite work.
So do you like working with water better than just a straight acetone?
It's just a different learning curve.
Okay.
I'm used to the acetone being fast, and I'm like going across it and doing it. The water's nice because you can keep going back and playing with it
Right.
if you don't like the spot. Where the acetone,
It's there.
once it's there,
Even though acetone won't move it.
It moves it a little bit, but it's still kind
It
of
sets
there.
quick.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Sure, that's good for the expert end of the learning curve, right? Rather than us guys.
Yeah.
When it dries out, it looks amazing.
We'll stick with the wood.
And then you can go back, once it starts drying a little bit, you can go back with the acetone and really create like some harder lines, you know.
Now, what would you place for a sealer on
H12.
that? In a matte gloss or
Matt's gonna kind of keep it
like it is now?
like it is, and
Would be
gloss
a
will,
natural stone.
yeah, and gloss will pop it a little bit more. You could always put the, if you want to pop it a little bit, you could always put the gloss on there, pop it a little bit, and then go over with matte if you want a matte finish. Yeah. And vice versa. You could matte it, keep it the way it is, and then if they want a little sheen to it, then put the gloss on there.
Can you actually, with the sealer, can you cut that, take away from the, I'm not sure what carrying agent is in the sealer.
Water, right?
You can actually color the sealer with these colors.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So you could, if you wanted to, if it was really hot, harsh, when you did your, when you mixed up your H12, you could put a little bit of the white in there and roll on the white, and it would tone it would just tone it all down, and it would have a slight, it almost looked like it was almost underneath the surface, you know?
Right. Like a wash.
Yeah.
What's the difference between acetone and xylene?
Acetone is the safest solvent you have to work with. Ladies put it on their fingernails. Xylene is nasty stuff. I would say shit, but we're live on Facebook. So you want to minimize your exposure to xylene. Yeah. Wear gloves, wear a respirator.
It flashes so damn quick.
Xylene is a slower evaporating solvent than acetone.
Is it really?
Yeah. Xylene we cannot put in a lot of our sealers that we make because the VOCs are so high. So you should limit your use of xylene.
We use that to make our sealer. We use MMA 50. And then use xylene to cut it. And you put it down and it's set 5 minutes.
What do you use there?
It's just a little bit of acetone. Yeah.
I just started not using it. So now that I'm using it, I said, put a check in. I didn't read the MSDS.
I got This is easy to do all on
Different kind of tricks. If I was doing vertical, I would probably do it all with an airbrush.
Yeah. This flashes.
Yeah.
It's toxic to your lungs.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not going to be able to kind of do those watering techniques on a vertical, so I would basically go with an airbrush and do it.
Oh yeah, inside, I can see that. I've only used it outside, it's still pretty